Yo, what it do? Appreciate y'all stopping back by the house and rocking with me, man. Y'all already know what it is. I am that boy Box. This is Rough House Boxing TV. And I know y'all probably wondering, like, where you at? You normally show your face. Well, coming to you from a special place today, my home away from home, which is, let's get out here and get a good look at it. Step back. Black Hawk, age 60 Lee. I am a 15 Tango in the United States Army Reserve, and I'm a Black Hawk crew chief. And up here, getting a little extra money, you know what I'm saying, turning wrenches. Right now, I'm about to get into a call a PMD, daily inspection. Each bird has to have after it flies and prior to its next flight. So, yeah, but that's what's up. Yeah, but first off, let me say, oh, and they told me, hey, take your time on this one because it's slow today. Not a whole lot going on, so they told me take my time with this one. I was like, well, what better place or time to do a video than right now? And let me see, give y'all a shot of the flight line. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. Maintenance hangars. That one right there is for the fixed wing, just airplanes. But that's what's up. Come back around, let you see the nose of it, and we'll go ahead and get in the cockpit. Okay. Alright. You see all the buttons, bells and whistles. Give you a good look. Now, helicopter is, well, the cockpit is designed differently than your regular automobile. That is actually the co-pilot side, and I am on the pilot side right now. But let's go ahead and turn this around. Bam, there we go. That's what's up. And normally out on the flight line, it's a no hat zone, but I need a haircut in the worst way, so I ain't want to get on camera looking crunchy. But that's what's up, man. Let me go ahead and say shout out to the whole BLOCKFAM, man. That'd be MARLO'S Corner with the homie Trey X, my man Legendary Top Cats, Main Boxing Biker, El Fenici, Chris Rayner, aka El Chapo, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else that rock out with us on the corner and on the block, man. You know what I'm saying? And salute to the whole LDBC. You know, salute to the whole fighting community, fight fam. And that's what's up, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into this thing, man. Y'all saw the title of it. This is the breakdown and prediction video for the Spence versus Porter, the Errol the Truth Spence Jr. versus Shawn Showtime Porter bout that is coming up this weekend, Saturday night. And hey, salute to the homie Marlo, man. He's gonna be at the fight live out at the Staples Center. And if you are gonna be there, man, make sure you pull up on the homie, man. He's gonna have on MARLO'S Corner and BLOCKFAM gear from head to toe, man. So you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be easy to spot him, hard to miss him. You know, man, pull up on my man, show him some love, man. Holler at him. That's what's up, man. We love the peoples. And if you're not going to be able to, you know, be there live, pull up on the corner, on MARLO'S Corner, Saturday night. And the homie Trey X, he going to do what he do, you know what I'm saying, call a frog out of well. And the rest of the BLOCKFAM, we're going to be there to hold him down, you know what I'm saying, and we're going to get it in like we always do, man. But this one is going to be special, because this is a big fight, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, we go ahead and get into it. And like always, I got my notes. So y'all gotta excuse the wind because it's kind of breezy out here today, man. So you know what I'm saying? I know you hear it. Yeah. But let's go go ahead and get into it, man. We will start out with Showtime Shawn Porter, who comes in with a record of 32-1 with 17 KOs, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, and has a 69.5-inch reach. And he's an orthodox fighter. And we'll go into the good. He's a tough, rugged, gritty fighter. Likes to get physical with his opponents, most times. Has fast feet. He's able to get in and out really good. Sometimes he does, get caught on the way out or on the way in. But, in terms of foot movement, man, very fast footwork. And he's normally able to get in and out on opponents, man. Hold up, man. I'm going to turn this around so y'all can see this real quick. Y'all see that bird coming down right there? I should have caught it a little earlier, but that's what's up. All right, bring it back. But yeah, in terms of footwork, really fast feet. He's got good feints. He's got decent head movement. Let's see. He has a pretty good left hook too, that he likes to throw to the body. And he has good overhand right that he'll let go on opponents, especially when he gets that lunging style attack. He lunges in, from time to time you'll see him let that overhand right go, and sometimes opponents don't see it coming and they get caught. Let's see, he's good at lead foot dominance, meaning that he's able to keep his right foot outside of the opponent's left foot, which is very, very important when you got an orthodox fighter going against a southpaw, and he does that pretty well. Punches in bunches. He likes to let his hands go. A lot of I say medium to long combinations. You see that quite a bit. Once he's able to get in tight, get up close, especially to the body, and once he starts his attack, he normally tries to get the most bang for his buck and get as many punches in there as he can. Good at getting under shots, and that's because he's normally the shorter fighter between him and his opponents. So when the opponents are throwing shots, he's normally able to duck up under those shots. Excels in the phone booth. In close, in tight is where he wants to be, because he's normally, like we said, the smaller fighter in terms of height and reach. So he likes to get in that phone booth area in tight, and he does a pretty good job once he gets in there. He's got a nice jab, more of a flicking jab, and I think it's a jab that he uses to mesmerize his opponents, on his way inside to that phone booth area. Kind of sleight of hand type thing. He's got good punch resistance and good punch tolerance, man. Over the years, we've seen Shawn take some nice shots from different opponents, and normally he'll eat them, and either he'll reset and shake it off, but or he'll come in. But either way, very rarely is he faded, physically shook by a good shot. You see it every now and again, but it's not a regular thing with him. He has had success in the past against southpaws, even as far back as in the amateur days. Fighters like Alexander Usyk and Boo Boo Andre, he beat both of them. And fighters into the pros. He's one of the few fighters, and in the BLOCKFAM we were talking about this, but he's one of the few fighters that seems to be better against southpaws than he is against orthodox fighters. So yeah, it is what it is. Good use of angles. A lot of times you'll see him, instead of coming in the front door, he's got probably about a 120-degree radius that he'll go back and forth and back and forth, and try to find the best point of entry to try to get in the house, get in the building, tear stuff up. But he's not that just walk straight in the front door type of fighter. He's going to keep you guessing as to which way he's going to come at you, and he's good at that. He's got a good gas tank. from the opening bell until the last bell, Shawn Porter's activity rate, his energy level, his punch output, punch volume is normally consistent. You know what I'm saying? He seems pretty fresh and durable. You know, he's got that economy size diesel gas tank. So anybody that's fighting Shawn Porter, they better bring their hard hat, a lunch pail full of Snickers, because they're going to be there for a while. You know what I'm saying? Shawn is normally there for the long haul. All right, now let's get into the bad. He's got short arms. Like we said, 69.5-inch reach. So this is the case with him against most of his opponents. Normally he does have the shorter arms, which puts him at a disadvantage, especially from the outside. He lunges quite a bit, and when he lunges, he comes off his feet, you know, either to rush in or to throw shots. And a lot of times with both your feet off the ground is not where you want to be. You get caught with something, you could wind up on your back pockets. Swings for the fences a lot. That's something that you'll see a lot from him. Saw it in the Ugas fight. Him loading up on shots and swinging from the fences. I mean, bringing shots back from back behind him, and, you know what I'm saying, trying to connect. And normally they're hooks that he's throwing he's loading up on these shots with. So that's something I would like to see him do better, is not try to load up on so many shots, going for that you know what I'm saying, that one shot that change the fight, but be more methodical. You know what I'm saying, work your jab better, work off your jab, you know. But yeah, it's easy to make him reset. I saw in a number of fights when I was going back and looking at film on him that especially fighters who have a good stiff jousting type piston like jab, when they touch him, it's easy to knock him off his square. Granted, yeah, he does, you know, he does do the back and forth, you know what I'm saying, looking for the best angle of attack. He does do that, but once he is, you know, in that position where it seems like he's getting ready to come in, if the fighter is able to touch him with that jab, a lot of times they'll knock him off his square, and then it's back to, okay, which way do I get in the building? You know what I'm saying? And that's going to be key going against Errol, who does have a very, very good, solid, stiff, solid jab. Fights dirty. A lot of times, in a lot of cases, some people will say, well, hey, you know, those old tricks of the trades, you know, they can come in handy. They could be useful. And if the ref doesn't call it, you know, hey, so be it. And I agree with all of that. But in a fight of this magnitude, and with the attention that Spence has already brought to the fact that Shawn has, you know, is quote unquote a dirty fighter, the refs, I think, are going to be paying the ref is going to be paying special attention to this, and it could cost him a point or points in this fight. So, you know, the leading with the headbutts, the putting the head in the chin, the rabbit punches, the kidney punches, the low blows, that type of stuff. Shawn could be penalized in this fight for those, because I think the ref, I honestly believe the ref is going to be paying special attention to that, you know, from the start of the fight. All right, now we will go to Errol Spence Jr., who comes in with a record of 25-0-0 with 21 KOs. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall with a 72-inch reach, and he is a southpaw. And we'll go with the good. He is a tough, durable fighter, much like Shawn Porter. He has a good jab. It's what I call that jousting type of jab. It's designed to move the opponent, to inflict an amount of damage to the opponent, knock the opponent off their square, you know, and get the opponent to, you know, to move backwards, you know. And that's the type of jab that Errol does have. It's got a strong base. His stance is solid, and he's not easily moved off his square from what I was seeing. You know, sits down on his shots. He's able, you know, without just swinging for the fences, he's able to get the maximum torque, power, effectiveness out of his shots. His shots, you know, have little bits of dynamite in them. You know, when he chooses to sit down on those shots, whether it's to the body or it's to the head, he can hurt you. He's a good power puncher. Everything from the three on down. When he throws it and throws it effectively, it could be a damaging shot. So that's the left hook, the right hook, the left uppercut, the right uppercut. You know, primarily those lefts to the body, those threes to the body, and they can be debilitating. You know, let's see, fights well at the three different levels, meaning outside. He showed that against Mikey Garcia. Granted, Mikey Garcia was a smaller fighter with a shorter reach, like Shawn Porter, you know, but he showed that he is able to box from the outside, use that jab, work off the jab, you know, good 1-2. In the intermediate range, he could do his thing with those power shots, and in close, meaning shoulder to shoulder, chest to chest, whatever the case may be, he's able to get enough separation to get those shots off and make them count. Let's see. He's got a pretty good straight right when he uses it. I don't think he uses it enough, but I've seen evidence of it, and it's a good shot when he's able to land it. I saw it a few times in the Kell Brook in the Kell Brook fight. You know, but like I said, not something that you see a whole lot, but it is there. Has very good conditioning. And I guess I can couple that with the next one, which is high punch volume and output. We know Errol's been known to throw anywhere from 800 to over 1,000 punches, you know, per fight, and that's just like, you ever seen a motor when it's running? You see those pistons up and down, and they just consistently. That's just like Errol with the punches. You know what I'm saying? They don't go that fast, but they are constant, they are consistent, and they are ongoing. You know, so that's going to be something that I do believe could present itself as a problem for that boy Shawn. Not only is he going to have to use energy to, you know, try to get in and initiate his own offense, but he's going to have to deal with those pistons coming at him from Errol Spence throughout the course of the fight. So we'll see how that goes. He's got a vicious and consistent body attack. That's pretty much self-explanatory. He loves to invest to the body of the bank, you know what I'm saying, and normally it pays dividends down the line. He's able to break fighters off with that body attack. All right, on to the bat. Not the fastest feet in the world. That's pretty much self-explanatory. But in comparison to Shawn Porter, Errol's footwork is much slower. It's methodical. I wouldn't call it plodding. You know, it's not like he got cinder blocks on his feet, but you know, it's nowhere near as fast as Shawn Porter's feet. So we'll see if, especially if Shawn is able to, you know, step around, you know, to that right side or Errol's left side. If he's able to step around effectively and quickly, we'll see if Errol is able to turn with him, you know what I'm saying, and take away that angle. Errol is hittable. Every fight that I've gone back and watched, and I watched fights on him from 2015 on up, just to try to look at patterns and tendencies and things like that. But every fight that I've seen, Errol has been touched. He's been touched cleanly. He's been touched flush. He's been touched with good shots. Now, does that speak to the fact that he's got that high punch resistance and tolerance? Probably. Does that also speak to the fact that Errol is not the most defensively slick individual in the world? And I know a lot of people say, well, yeah, he rolls a lot of those shots and slips a lot of those shots, but there's a lot of those shots that hit home, you know. So, you know, that kind of goes into my next point. Has a basic high guard defense. Errol is the type of fighter when the opponent does initiate the attack and they start their exchange. In many cases, he's just gonna put both hands up and he'll go into that high guard, that turtle shell, and wait for them to run their course and finish doing what they do. And when they finish doing what they do, then he starts his. You know, he comes back with something. But not a lot of foot movement to get himself out of get him out of defensive danger. Not a lot of upper lateral body movement, you know, in terms of side to side, you know, slipping shots. It's a lot of times it's just, you know, I put my hands up and wait for these dudes to finish doing what they do, and then I'm gonna go get mine. He backs straight out of exchanges. Errol can be regarded as a straightforward and back fighter. He likes to come in the front door, and in the midst of exchanges, he likes to back straight out of the door too. You know, which could be problematic if Shawn is able to, you know, throw extended combinations. You know, Errol backs out so far and thinks the combo is over, or he gets the ropes or the corner at his back and can't go anywhere else, man. And Shawn is still throwing punches, man. He could get caught with something. So we'll see. Needs more head movement, in my opinion. That was one of the things that I thought was kind of lacking in Errol's game, was the head movement. The head gets on the center line when he throws the jab, and even prior to that, before he throws anything, man, a lot of times the head is stationary. It's right there. It's not hard to hit. Needs more counterpunching in his game. I would like to see him have a better transition game from offense to defense, or defense to offense, I should say. I would like to see him be better at being able to slip shots and come back with something, being able to make opponents miss and make them pay. He knows how to make opponents pay, you know, off top. But the making opponents miss thing, that's kind of lacking in my opinion. And I would like to see, you know, him and his team work on that more. All right. That is the bad. So now let's go into the keys to victory, and we'll start with Shawn Porter. Footwork is key. Primarily that step around move. If he can step around on Errol and step around effectively, can step around quickly, and then get those shots to the body, I think that might make this a different fight. You know, especially if Errol isn't able to you know, turn with him, or you know, he's not able to counter that in some type of way, come up with a counter plan for that, could be a problem. Must get in and out quickly. Like we said, Shawn's got the shorter reach. He's the shorter man. So if he's going to be effective, it's going to have to be from the intermediate to inside range. But he's going to have to be able to get in there, do what he got to do, and get out with taking as little damage as possible. And I know that's easier said than done. That's a tall task. But I think if he's going to win this fight, he needs to be able to do that. A suggestion for me: finish off on different levels. If he starts out at the head, finish off at the body. If he starts off at the body, finish off at the head. You know, wherever you start, man, try your best to bring it back, you know what I'm saying, on the opposite floor. You know, that overhand right and the lead straight right. Those two punches are shots that I think he's gonna need and able to get Errol's respect, to make Errol think about, you know what I'm saying, the exchanges, or whatever the case may be, especially that lead straight right, you know what I'm saying, which is a necessary punch when orthodox fighters fighting the southpaw. So yeah. All right, on to keys to victory for Errol. The lead straight left. We just talked about Shawn Porter's lead straight right, but that lead straight left is an essential punch, essential tool when southpaw fighters fighting the orthodox fighter, man. Errol needs to be able to land that, land it effectively, land it consistently. And I said if Shawn is, if his game plan is to try to step around a la Lomachenko on him, Errol needs to be able to step with him and turn, you know, and not give him that angle, you know. That way he steps around and Shawn is able to get shots you know what I'm saying, to the ribs on him on that side. But yep. All right. The jab must be effective. That jousting, stiff, piston-like jab, it needs to be there in this fight. He needs to be able to move Shawn Porter off his square and not just let Shawn Porter get comfortable. You know what I'm saying? You know, pacing back and forth and then lunging in and connecting with something. He needs to be able to make that dude reset, recalibrate, rethink his strategy. And that jab would be the punch that would do that. He needs to have a high, accurate punch rate. Don't go in there swinging for the fences. Make all your punches count. And Errol is normally a pretty efficient puncher, so he needs to be himself in that regard. You know, for this fight, make Porter respect the power. Make Porter respect his power. He needs to hit Shawn with something, you know, early in the fight that's gonna make him go whoa, you know, or else Shawn is gonna bum rush him the entire night if he doesn't. And Shawn's gonna get in there on the inside. He's gonna get gritty. He's gonna get grimy and dirty. He's gonna get super physical. He's gonna make the fight ugly. But yeah. So he needs to gain Shawn's respect early, and I guess the same could be said for Shawn in that regard, man. Early in the fight, because right now, man, Errol's got it in his mind that Shawn can't fade him in terms of like power. You know what I'm saying? So Shawn needs to catch Errol with something, you know what I'm saying, equally as respectful in terms of power shots. You know, good flush shots. He needs to put something on Errol's mind early in the fight. But all that being said, we went through all that. My pick for this fight is, that's my drum roll, I've got Errol Spence winning this fight by unanimous decision. And I also believe that it's going to be a wide margin of victory in this unanimous decision. I got it 9 rounds to 3 for Errol Spence. I believe that Errol's jab, as well as that lead straight left, is going to be something that's going to make Shawn reset constantly throughout the fight and keep Shawn, you know, guessing on a good entry point. You know what I'm saying, to get in the building and try to burn it down. But I also believe that Errol is going to be able to connect with respect gaining powerful shots, you know, throughout the course of the fight. That's also going to make Shawn, you know, go from plan A to plan B, and if he has a plan C, maybe even plan C. But yeah, Errol by unanimous decision. Like I said, I think Errol gonna shine on him, but Shawn is not gonna come in there and lay down. Shawn is coming to fight. Shawn's gonna go out on his shield if he has to, and he's gonna make this one competitive, man. So if there is a stoppage, I see the stoppage coming from Errol. If Errol stops him, you know, I wouldn't say I was shocked, because we've seen Errol, you know, stopped numerous people in the past. Like we said, 21 out of his 25 fights, he stopped people. I honestly believe he's going to at least put Shawn down at some point in the fight. Shawn may get up, recover, and keep going, but I believe at least that much will happen. So yeah, man, that's what it is, man. I got Errol Spence in this one by unanimous decision, and trying to think, yeah, that's about the size of it, man. So once again, man, hey, if you're gonna be at the fight live Saturday night, man, holla at that boy Marlo. Marlo's gonna be down there getting us some good some live, you know, footage, interviews with some fighters, and you know, and boxing entities, you know what I'm saying. Not sure if it's gonna be live real-time commentary coming from him during the fight, not sure, but if it does, man, that'd be dope too. So if you're there, man, pull up on the homie Marlo and say, what's up, man? Show him some love. You know what I'm saying? Chop it up with my man. And if you're not going to be there live, man, make sure you pull up on Marlo's Corner because it's going down, man. The homie Trey X going to make it do what it do. Rest of the block fam, we going to be in the building, you know what I'm saying, the gym, doing our thing. And we're going to have a good time, for real, because this one is big. So, man, y'all pull up either way, whether you're live or whether you pull up to Marlo's Corner on YouTube, man. But once again, got to say, big salute and shout out to the whole block fam. Big shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to the whole fighting community, the fight world. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know what it is. I am That Boy Box. This is Rough House Boxing TV. And trying to think, is there anything else? Nope. I ain't got nothing else. So y'all can go ahead and get on out the house now.